Hi there, welcome to Tarotland Soap Opera. Today I'm going to do a reading for Scorpio energy. And we're going to do 2 rows. The top row could be the decisions we'd make in our life if we harnessed high vibe Scorpio. And we've all got free will, and we've all got a dualistic nature. We can harness high vibe Scorpio or low vibe Scorpio. High vibe Scorpio is about willing to explore the mysteries of life, the highs and the lows emotionally. We're emotionally complex human beings. If we want to experience the full ride of life, it is to experience, to learn how to love, we kind of have to experience what love isn't. Maybe that's why we live in a world of polarity and dualisticness. So, anyway, it's going to be with people who are willing to heal from past pain and heartbreak, to not give up on their dreams. They're still willing to keep believing in what's possible. They have learned lessons in life from people who were not ready to be loving. They've learned in their life how things didn't go their way when they weren't loving. And they're applying the lessons they've learned to move forward. And people who are in shadowy Scorpio energy could be people who have decided to play it safe, keep their emotions hidden beneath the surface, maybe gave up on their dreams. They got hurt and they got kicked up into pride and ego and defensiveness, and maybe going to decide, I'm going to live an emotionally shallow life. I'm going to indulge myself and make it all about me and my pride and my ego and my indulgence, and be emotionally defensive to love. So that's the kind of 2 extremes of Scorpio energy. Figure out where you are. And maybe some of the people that are in shadowy Scorpio energy are not even people you know anymore. Maybe all those people have drifted away from your life. I don't know. But it's to learn also, I think, a big lesson in life, I believe, is to learn to love and believe in yourself, to help yourself heal from the challenges of life so that you don't give up on your dreams. And I think it's also to listen to your intuition. So off the bat, it's kind of interesting. The bottom of the deck is the reason for the reading. The high vibe people got mature woman, and the women in tarot represent our emotional state, our hidden realm, how we feel internally, whether we're male or female, being emotionally mature. And the masculines in tarot represent how we take action in the world and how we present ourselves to the world. And we can present ourselves any old way we want, and it can all be a lie. That's why our inner world reflects the truth of where we're at. The bottom row is people who are presenting themselves probably as harnessing high vibe Scorpio, but the reason for their reading is poverty. Because this is a picture of a masculine energy, a boy, and we can take action in the world presenting ourselves whatever way we want. And we all do that in masculine energy. Some people could be taking action in a very immature way, because our worldly nature and our shadowy nature is our more unenlightened self. And throughout our life, we become more enlightened. We see life from a higher perspective, and we have many layers of fear and insecurity and pride and ego to let go of. And we don't, that's like a lifelong process. Anyway, let's continue on. We have main male. Again, it can be a male or a female. In despair. We're dealing with someone in despair because of the Lover's card. And then the privileged lady. And the reason is because of the mature woman. I would say that, you could be someone who is emotionally mature, who presents yourself in a stable, solid, grounded manner, because people who are in high vibe aren't presenting an illusion to the world. They're trying to authentically live their life. If this is who I am, if this is how I feel, that's who I present myself as. So I am balanced. So some of the people who are presenting themselves as a balanced manner in the world could have for some, it could be that you experienced some heartbreak because a lover chose to kind of be a privileged person and they could have turned their back on you emotionally. A privileged person could be someone who emotionally, because again, the feminines talk about how we feel emotionally, they could feel like they should be privileged in a relationship. You should orient around them. It's just and fair. They could be kind of prideful and egotistical and stubborn, and they think it's just and fair. And that could be sad because you could have loved this person. But if someone is acting like they're an entitled person in a relationship, and like your dreams and wishes and goals, it's not about being just and fair, and your wants and needs and dreams having as much weight and respect as their wants and needs, theirs are more important than yours. Other people, yeah, I would say anybody who at any time in their life dealt with someone like that, if they're high vibe, they nurture and love themselves and believe in themselves, and they take stable, grounded action in the world about their disappointment and their pain and heartbreak, and they choose to operate from a foundation of love, because that's a free will choice. We can get in envy and jealousy and competitiveness and revenge and self-pity, or out of love and respect for ourselves, we take action towards our regrets to operate from a place of love. And then in high vibe, the privileged energy emotionally refers to basically getting yourself out of self-love. From a place of self-love, you get yourself to a place where you're like firing on all cylinders. This reminds me of the Empress card in tarot, and that is Libra Taurus energy. You do not have to be those born under either of those zodiac signs. We all tap into all these zodiac sign traits and characteristics, either in a high vibe manner or a low vibe manner. And you have done the work. Emotionally, you did the work so that you could take action in the world to deal with your pain and heartbreak so that you could give birth to a new life. You maintained your balance within yourself and your Libra energy. You didn't tip into shadowy energy of, the negative things I mentioned. And you also didn't tip into, I don't know, if you know other people who are just sitting there in sadness and grief, you might love them, but you can't make other people love and believe in themselves and take action in a positive manner. That's, we've all got our own spiritual warfare going on within ourselves, if we're going to love ourselves or not. But you did the work within you, and you're going to give birth to a new life. You put in the work and effort emotionally, and you also put in the work and effort in the 3D world to take stable, grounded action out of a place of love and respect and compassion and forgiveness for yourself and for others, being fallible human beings. And you dealt with your grief so that you can be in a creative, inspired place, in a balanced place, so that you can give birth to something new, not giving up on your dreams, because you are an emotionally mature person. You might have some other people in your life that, because they still haven't dealt with their past pain and heartbreak, they could turn their back on you, because we reject outside of ourselves what we reject inside of ourselves. And if they haven't learned to emotionally mature themselves and love themselves, they could be more focused on people in their past who hurt them. Kind of like, I need to get those people to love me and validate my worth and value. Or I want to be in a relationship with people who make their life more about image and status and money and materialism, but the person they want to be in a relationship with is someone who hasn't dealt with their own past pain and heartbreak, so they won't be in a relationship with them. And you might want to be in a relationship with this person, but this person wants to be in a relationship with someone else because you view life differently. Someone in shadowy Libra Taurus energy is someone who thinks it's just and fair to either be the pampered person in a relationship and the center of attention, or they're very worldly, materialistically focused, and you have different dreams in life. And the person they want to be in a relationship with is someone who could be operating out of pride and ego and just hasn't dealt with their own issues in order to be in a relationship with someone. And, that's the different ways this story could go. But people who have past pain and heartbreak have people in their life who aren't ready to be in a relationship with them. Are we going to not give birth to new things in our life, not have hope and faith and belief that, the divine wants us to go with the flow and see the truth of where people are. And some people, we all know, never get out of their past pain and heartbreak, or not trusting and believing in other people, ignoring love. Are we going to put our life on hold because they put their life on hold? It's not to mean that we're meant to go jump in another relationship and kind of use someone else to feel better. It means we're just supposed to keep moving forward with our life and have hope and faith and belief that the divine is going to work with everyone. And if we keep going with the flow of with what is, who knows what the divine has in store for us. And if we let other people deal with their issues, because it's their spiritual battle to overcome, whenever we see them, we can be loving and kind and respectful to them. But we're maybe not going to keep investing a lot of time and energy or be in a relationship with them if they're still more focused on the past than living in the present, and getting more balance between the past and the present and what was and what could be, and focus more on the future than the past. It's like, I wish you peace, I hope you work it out. And we can't make people work it out, they've got to do it themselves. So in the bottom row, we have toil and labor, expectation, unexpected income, and sudden wealth because of poverty. I would say that people who are in poverty are people, in one sense, who only operate more from their pride and ego and, kind of lack connecting in with themselves emotionally and intuitively and having hope and faith and belief. Some people are staying focused on the past and people of their past because they don't have hope and faith and belief that they can be different or see life differently, or, just lack hope, and they keep wanting things to be the same, and they're not willing to step outside their comfort zone and take action to deal with their own. Why would I keep being so focused on the past? What kind of fears and insecurities and self-limiting beliefs do I have? If I profess to be someone who believes that the divine has a plan for my life, well, why am I not going with the flow? Why am I not seeing the truth and accepting what is at this moment and just go enjoy my life with what is? It's a beautiful day. I think I'll go for a walk. I think I'll, all the things in life that we can use to enjoy our day, because we don't know, the divine's in charge, not us. And so we go enjoy the simple pleasures of life, be grateful for all the wonderful things we do have in our life, go enjoy life as we know it, and wish the best for people in our life who aren't able to move forward with us, and trust and believe the divine's going to work with them to try to help them get over their past pain and heartbreak, right? So I think there's some people that haven't learned that lesson. Some people might be privileged in the sense, it's kind of a weird way to look at it, right? But I think there could be some people, it is kind of more that childish, immature, self-centered way, just a philosophy of life like, I don't have to love myself. I don't have to do the work within me. I'm like privileged emotionally. Other people are supposed to want to be in relationship with me. Other people are supposed to love me. Well, isn't that like a childlike way of viewing life? And as children, we don't really think of that. We do have hopefully a good support system of people and parents and extended family who do try to help and encourage us and love us and, try to make us feel better and to believe in ourselves. But there comes a point in time where we are supposed to take over that role. We're not perpetually supposed to be a child in the world looking for someone to be our mother or our father. And we never learn to fill our own cup emotionally and self-soothe ourselves and believe in ourselves and encourage ourselves and treat ourselves with compassion and forgiveness. But I think there's some people in the world who could be really, I don't know, just don't think it's their job and thinks it's other people's jobs to do that for them. Anyway, some people are putting in, well, some people could be watching someone. This is a feminine energy, again, male or female, someone who's in shadowy Scorpio energy. They're not probably really connected in with their emotions and their intuition, but they are focused on the past. And they might think life is about putting in kind of work and effort into the world, to work with the things of the world. Because the poverty card also reminds me of like the Five of Pentacles, lack mentality, feeling left out in the cold, not feeling like you have enough. And some people think the way to feel like they have it all is to have the things of the world, the status, the image, the money, and materialism. Well, they might find out if they get all those things in life that they still feel impoverished, because really all of our past pain and heartbreak and inner conflict and lack of loving ourselves doesn't magically go away because we have all these things in the world, or we have all this money, or we have all this status. All those things are emotional things within us. And until we learn to love ourselves and treat ourselves with kindness and respect every day, we're always going to have that mental conflict. If we're listening to a harsh, critical inner voice, yeah, life can be a little hell on earth inside our own head, right? Some people are emotionally still focused on the past, that it's about putting in work and effort in the world. That's what's going to solve my problems. I feel in lack. I feel like I don't have enough. Well, maybe if they started to love themselves, you know, so they've studies, if you read it, about the happiest people in the world in what countries and stuff. I think one of them was like Switzerland or Finland, you know, but otherwise a lot of times it's the people who we wouldn't think would really be at peace and contentment with themselves, us living maybe in a more well, I'm in the United States. Say you live in the United States. You know, you'd maybe sometimes some people would think, what? How could they be happier than me? It's like, you know, their life isn't all about competition and drama and keeping up with the Joneses and look, I have more than you, therefore I'm better than you. You know, there isn't that bullshit going on. It's like basic people trying to live and survive and being happy with what they do have and enjoying the family and the community, you know, kind of enjoying the simple pleasures in life instead of making it about a bunch of bullshit. So some of the people who are emotionally focused on the past are turning their back on exchanging foundations. We have the free will choice to live in our more egoic, worldly, kind of animalistic, stubborn, prideful, I know better way of life. Or we can align with our more emotionally creative, inspired, you know, our divine nature that's within us, and use that aspect of ourselves to guide our life, because our intuition was like given to us as a gift, just like eyesight and hearing. And some people just reject that. Shadowy Scorpio would be people who I suppress my emotionally intuitive, like creative, inspired way, unless it is good for my ego and my image and my status and my materialism. It's like they abuse their gifts. We were given our emotions and our sexuality and our intuition and all of those things to help bring needed change to humanity in a loving, respectful manner. And some people misuse those gifts to try to get what they want in the world. That would be like abusing their own inner child nature, because it is their inner child nature that kind of like harnesses all those energies in a way within them. They turn their back on exchanging their foundation. If they would take and accept the gift from their more wise, loyal, committed, with the ring on the finger there. Oh, wait, that is the wrong hand, though, I suppose. But, you know, instead of taking learning lessons in their life from their higher self, their intuition, and offering those resources to their more worldly nature that feels impoverished. They could have a sense, again, having a sense of peace within yourself, not having inner conflict, not being consumed. Our worldly nature is kind of like aligning with the devil on our shoulder, all about our fear, our insecurity, our defensiveness, our ego, our indulgent, selfish, greedy, lustful, lazy nature. Well, it all sounds good initially, and if you've grown and learned some lessons in life, it doesn't work out the way you thought it would, and it can really get a hold of your life and really run your life off into the ditch. And you also have this mental conflict because you're not really maybe acting in a way that you're proud of. You're indulging in those things so much. The things of the world are meant to be enjoyed, but not to the extent that you reject loving and believing in yourself and acting with character and integrity so you can be proud of yourself, and maybe rejecting other loving people in your life because you're so consumed with maybe someone in your past who rejected you. That would be kind of different, right? That you're so focused on someone in your past who rejected you that you're unwilling to move forward with loving people in your life. Why are we so focused sometimes on people in our past who rejected us? All I can gather from having done tarot for a while is that we could think it says something about our worth and value because those people rejected me and rejected my love. That means I'm not worthy. No, it doesn't mean you're not worthy. It just means they have different dream and aspirations than you do. It means they're motivated and whatever by other things in life, and they don't have the same dream as you do. And that's a part of life, is that we come across all these different people to get clear about what our truth is. And if some people still view someone from their past who rejected their love as someone that their dream needs to come into reality with, why is that? Is it because of a lack of hope and faith and belief? Do we think nobody else will love us? Do we think that no one else, I'm not sure. The person they might want to be in a relationship with might be someone who is also focused on the past. We either want to repeat patterns of the past, or we're willing to be bold and brave and start fresh and start new and see what happens. If they want to be in a relationship with someone so they're focused on the past, well, the person they might want to be in a relationship with is also focused on the past. To find people that are on the same page as you, where you do have some common goals. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want somebody who feels like they're consumed with someone in their past to move forward with someone else in a love connection if they haven't dealt with that pain and heartbreak. But I think they need to take some action towards that pain and heartbreak. It could even be that people in their life didn't move forward in a more just and fair and loving manner in their past, and they were more focused on the world and image and status and materialism, and that's made them fearful of love because maybe some of the very people in their life that they thought would be loving and supportive and encouraging of them were kind of more in shadowy nature of ego and image and facade, and that made them just afraid of being in loving relationships because the people in their life were kind of emotionally shallow. So, some people grow up in families like that, and it makes them, they think, since they grew up with it for who knows how long, it makes them defensive of trusting other people because the main primary people in their life were kind of emotionally shallow and closed off and superficial. And it could make them fearful. Again, it would really be for them to step outside of their comfort zone. And we all have fear about, can you imagine if you were in a family dynamic where maybe everybody was really snarky or everybody was really rude and blah, 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 or abusive. And then you get into relationships and friendship groups where people aren't doing those games and acting like that. You would kind of feel like the odd one out, like the fish out of water. It's like, this is weird. I don't even know how to deal with people that are like this. It can be people moving from one community to another, and that community is so different than the community or continent or location, wherever that they lived before. It's like, wow. Or even in school, it's like, wow, this is a completely different school. Are you people really like this? Or is this just a facade you're doing, and really you are like those other people and you're just not showing it, But people are going to be defensive for a while because it's not their comfort zone. They don't even know how to act in that environment. For some, but sadly, some people have dealt with people who aren't willing to invest in what's truly abundant, which is love. They are more focused on money and materialism and status and image and kind of being emotionally shallow. And if you've had some people in your life, it was sad that those people didn't want to work together with you in a friendship or family group or work group in a more loving and just and fair manner, and maybe went to go align with other people in the world who are kind of motivated and driven by the same things that they're motivated and inspired by. Well, are we going to stay in regret? The fact that someone that we thought we could work together with, that we'd bring this dream into reality with, that we could love, it doesn't mean we can't still love them. Love's what helps us heal. And we wish them peace and love. We might feel that, I would say, since I think life is about learning about love, they have some lessons to learn, and they're going to learn some lessons. Some of the people who thought they weren't willing to move forward and be bold and brave and thought they could recreate the past and find people who want to do life like they want to do it, well, good luck. When you go back to other people who you don't think are bold and brave and confident, who aren't just and fair and loyal and committed and, creative and inspired and because I don't want to live my life like that. I want to do things the way I did it. Well, it takes a long time to maybe meet people who are exactly kind of on the same page as you. Sometimes the people that people go back to get in a relationship with, they're not on the same, they have their own lessons to learn that they haven't learned to be on the same page as this person. Oh, no, I'm a little bit more selfish, or I'm a little bit more greedy, or I'm a little bit more self-centered, or I just have a different dream and you thought I was on the same page as you, but I have my own way of viewing life and what I'm motivated by. Well, basically, some people could be left in regret, or they will be. And are they going to keep determined, stubbornly, pridefully determined, I am going to keep doing things the way I've always done it. I'm going to not be bold and brave and confident and align with love and listen to my intuition. I am not going to change or grow or mature myself. I am going to keep doing what I do. Why would people do that? To protect themselves. They think it keeps them safe. But the thing is, the lessons that they were meant to learn have probably been there for them to learn it, and they just keep rejecting it. And when they keep rejecting it, then things won't turn out the way that they want, because there is nothing new to learn there. It'll just be a repeat of the same old pattern. If they get in a relationship with people who listen to their intuition, who are bold and brave and confident and want just and fair relationships, and not in relationships with people who are determined to make the relationship more about ego and image and focus more on money and materialism than love, the other people are going to move away because that's not their dream relationship. And if they get in a relationship with people who are kind of like themselves, those people maybe aren't willing to learn and grow just to get to where the place in life and view, because we've all learned different lessons in life. To find someone who's on the same page as them, that has learned some of the lessons they have, that doesn't stubbornly want to keep repeating their patterns, that's tough. Some people are waiting. We either empower ourselves and we put in the work and effort to manifest our dreams into reality, or we're waiting for other people to put in work and effort towards us. Some people are in really shadowy energy, and they're waiting for other people to feel in lack, or to maybe be left out in the cold from a relationship they're in, or to feel like they don't have enough financial resources. It's like, yep, I'm just going to wait here for them to get kicked out of their job or their relationship or whatever, or feel like they don't have enough in life, and then I'm going to go get in a relationship with them. And then I'm going to exchange resources with them. I'm going to invest like time, energy, effort, or hugs or kisses, or give them money so that we can be in a relationship. I would say the people that are in shadowy energy, they're motivated by money and materialism, and they know someone right now who's focused a lot on work, maybe building their wealth. And this person who feels like they don't have enough status and image or money, they're waiting to exchange resources with this person so that they can have that wealth in their life. So instead of empowering themselves and putting in work and effort and taking creative, inspired action to deal with their own fears and insecurities and self-limiting beliefs, to be creative, inspired in life, I mean, look at all the things that people have manifested into reality over the last 2,000, 10,000 years. Writing books, writing music, painting, artwork. We've all got, coming up with math formulas. Who knows? Cell phones, indoor plumbing, airplanes. Everybody was given their own unique talent, skills, and interests that were unique to them, that maybe no one else in their family or community is really interested in. But when they get focused on working in those things, it really lights them up. It's kind of right up their alley. And with those things is what they can build long-term stability on. Some people are not connecting in with that aspect within themselves. They're not putting in the work and effort to deal with their own self-limiting beliefs or their fears or their insecurities. They might have a philosophy of life of believing that I don't put in that work and effort in myself. I look to other people who are putting in that work and effort to kind of be in a relationship with them because they have those things. I don't believe in myself. I don't put in work and effort to get over my fears and insecurities. And it can just be how people view life. Some people, shadowy Scorpio energy can be about people who, I'm not doing the emotional thing. That's too confusing. Which it is. I'm not doing that. Life's about death, sex, and taxes. Who am I going to get in a relationship with? You? Do you have money? Do you have status? Okay, I'll have sex with you and get in a relationship with you. It's just who am I going to have sex with? Some people, that's how they view life. They're very, maybe, focused on money and materialism. They do not want to align with their more, maybe see life from a higher perspective. Maybe they think that means they have to believe in a higher power. I don't think it means you have to believe in a higher power. I think you can look at yourself and you look at the world around you and see that people are very different. Some people are very loving and giving and generous, and some people are very depraved and abusive and hurtful. We have free will to choose what aspect of ourself we're going to align with. Some people could think that having hope and faith and belief that you can manifest your dreams and things into reality is silly. Well, how do they think that people who created great works of art or came up with the light bulb or came up with the cell phone or an airplane, none of those things existed before. One person didn't go to the store and like I'm the first one who found this at the store. I get to say I created it. It don't happen like that. People work and create and they use their imagination, to come up with these things that they start putting work into. And other people in the world appreciate people who put in work and effort to use their creativity. And they're like, oh my gosh, I've thought of things like that too. That's so interesting. Or I just love that. That's so unique and different, and then people could maybe make money off it. So anyway, I think we babbled on enough about that. Where are we at? 33 minutes. Let's do a quick thing down here for the people. Now, you could be in relationships up here, and it's just someone else in your life. It could be a friend, a coworker, a relative that isn't moving forward with you. All the other people in your life that are moving forward with you are people who put in that work and effort emotionally to not act out of past pain and heartbreak in a relationship, but to act out of love and to keep giving birth to this relationship dynamic growing and maturing itself. Other people get so caught up in their fears or insecurities or self-centeredness or I don't know, something, that they focus more on that then and invest more in that instead of their loving nature, and then that tips them out of balance and they get more focused on the past than living in the present. Tell us about the toil and labor card. The Hangman, because of the Seven of Cups. You know, some people could feel stuck, and when we feel stuck, we have the free will choice of how to deal with that. Are we going to be in our pride and ego about it and not align with our more loving nature, and we're going to focus on doing things the way we've always done it? Kind of like being in denial of the truth, because the Hangman energy is about people who, when they feel stuck, they try to look at life differently, you know? To see themselves and the world around them from a new perspective. What am I not seeing? Do I have self-limiting beliefs? Have I given up on my dreams? Am I loving myself? Am I believing in myself? Am I treating myself in a kind, encouraging manner? Or am I being stubborn and kind of prideful and maybe being manipulated by my shadowy nature, my prideful, egotistical, fearful nature? You know, we have to get clear so that we don't let our ego and our fear run our life, because it tries to emotionally confuse us, because then our more shadowy nature of being immature and indulgent can't run our life. If we keep letting our loving, more hopeful, believing nature run our life, then our more shadowy nature can't run our life. And also, we've got to be careful. Are we stuck on someone in our past who just created an illusion that they were willing to put work and effort into us and exchange time, energy, and effort with us to have great, loving, abundant relationship with us? Were they just creating an illusion? Because if people really want love and value the relationship and view living their life that way as valuable, you're on the same page, those people would have put work and effort into dealing with their past pain and heartbreak. They would not have wanted to let you go. But sometimes we're either being open and honest and truthful and coming from a place of love, or we're just creating an illusion of being that because of maybe wanting to be in a relationship because of our fear or insecurity. You know, it is talking about being in our ego, which can be, I'm really competitive. I want you to pick me. Are you going to quit being with the loving people in your life and come get in a relationship with me? Oh, that's great. I feel so special now. Oh, and then, yeah, I'm going to go back to focusing on what I was focusing on. You were just like a sidetrack. And I kind of got my ego fixed. And I'm really glad that you picked me over them. That makes me feel really good. But I really never had any intention of exchanging financial resources with you or hugs and kisses or whatever. And some people haven't seen the truth that, you know, sometimes it doesn't have to be that nasty. You know, they could be focused on someone else who is also not willing to see life from a higher perspective, to get on the same page as them. Just like they weren't willing to get on the same page with some other people who'd learned maybe more lessons than they had in life, they went to go back in a relationship with someone who still hasn't seen life the way they see it. They still have layers of fear and ego and learning how to love to get on the same page as this person. And this person had lessons to learn about being on the same page with other people who've shed more layers of ego and about love, you know? So I guess they're going to maybe sit and wait for someone that they have illusions about, who either was presenting an illusion and they don't see the truth of it, that they were just acting out of pride and ego, or they're waiting for someone to get out of their fear and insecurity to be in a relationship with them. But since they're in shadowy energy, I think their motivations for being in this relationship aren't based on love. It is because of money and materialism and status and image and a more worldly focused life. Maybe the person they want to be in a relationship does have money and materialism. This person emotionally could be in shadowy energy. The person they're looking back at doesn't have to be in shadowy energy. And the person they could, for some of them, some of the people they would like to be in a relationship with are enlightened to the truth about them and isn't buying the illusion. It's like, no, I know you're about transactional relationships and pride and ego and status and image. I don't want to be in a relationship with you. And other people they could want to be in a relationship with that are also in shadowy energy, those people got their own ego things going on. And they're emotionally doing their own thing. And maybe they did get in a relationship with them just for ego and image. And then they weren't willing to follow through. And now this person's like, I let go of aligning with my hopeful, believing nature and other loving people in my life to come get in a relationship with you. And you left me in poverty. It's like, well, isn't that interesting? Kind of what goes around comes around. Were you kind of more focused on your own greed and the loving people in your life? You just like, oh, well, you be out in the cold. I'm going to go after what I want. It's all about me. Well, it's kind of ironic, and that's how life works, right? Is that the people who thought, oh, I can just let those other people go. I don't want to do the work and effort to be in a relationship with them. I don't want to see life differently. I don't want to deal with my past and pain and heartbreak. I'll just leave them out in the cold. Well, the people they left out in the cold did work and effort to be abundant. And the people they went to go chase after and align within their ego are people who leave them feeling left out in the cold, because maybe that's the way the world works. If you plant bad seeds, you reap a bad harvest. And the people who are trying to invest in love with them, they've just focused on planting good, loving seeds in their own life. And it's kind of ironic how it turns out that way. I want to ask about the person who's looking to the past in shadow. 9 of Cups, 6 of Swords, because of the Knight of Swords. They want to indulge in life. They want to move forward being defensive to love and hope and faith and belief. They want to look like they're moving forward in life, but they don't want to put in the work and effort it really takes to not keep repeating the same old pattern. They want to keep moving forward in their pride and ego because they're defensive to looking at life differently and aligning with their more loving, intuitive nature, and they want to keep aligning with their more prideful, egotistical nature, and basically indulge in the things of the world that they want to indulge in, and not making their life about love. Let's ask why. Why don't they want to make their life about love? It would be, like a whole complete change of their philosophical view of life. Their whole value system would have to change. They would really have to, I don't know, it'd be like a major change. It would like be the devil come knocking on heaven's door, because of the King of Cups, because of the Three of Cups in the reverse. They reject. The Three of Cups is Cancer energy, about love and home and family. They don't operate from a foundation of love within their foundation. Again, we have a masculine energy. It can be male or female. They like to operate from their worldly, egoic nature. They like to present themselves as a loving family person in the world, but they don't like to operate from a foundation of love within themselves. They could get hurt doing that, so they choose to operate either from their more life's all about them being selfish and greedy and manipulative, or in ego being defensive. They want people to view them as a loving family person, but they don't really want to operate from a foundation of love. Life might be more about them indulging themselves in a relationship, and so long as people are willing to be in a relationship with them and move forward with them, being kind of more indulgent and self-centered and about themselves, playing the part, going out in public and presenting themselves as a loving family person and kind of reciprocating in the relationship, but it's not really freely giving. It's not being an emotionally deep, connected relationship because they harness shadowy Scorpio energy. It isn't about love. It's about them indulging themselves. So there you go. Those are the different type of people in the world. High vibe people move forward in love and give birth to new things. Low vibe people are waiting for people to come to them. They're waiting for other people to feel in lack. And maybe that's when they'll put in work and effort. They're just waiting right now emotionally about putting in effort and taking action. They're waiting to find someone basically who they can prey upon. So there you go. Scorpio energy of the world. I wish you peace, love, and joy. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.